been a few days since my last confession. Been busy thinking about how things are set up, how the world is set up, and what I'm being set up for. Thanks. What I'm being set up for, and what we're all in this for, and whether we're being bamboozled and befuddled by a vast system of, well, control and doctrine and dogma, and I mean, then it's just people. The deeper you get in, the more certain some people are about what they're doing here, what we're doing here, and who they're doing it for, and so on. And there's definitely some strong voices in the kind of, we're doing it for this outside God force character. Just, that's the one. I'm coming here and I'm doing a favor for my mother-in-law. Actually, she's done me quite a few solid turns in the last year since her husband died. She's kind of, I mean, not that he wasn't kind of sometimes having to give us a helping hand, a little loan here or some groceries there, just when things have been kind of tight. So I'm doing her a favor. A friend of hers has an overgrown garden, and the council are threatening eviction. And it's one of those that, it's not actually that bad, to be honest. I'll show it to you now. It's a bit of work, but yeah, I'm just, one good turn deserves another, and hoping that this is a small chestnut. This is the one here. As you can see, the hedge is a little high, and she doesn't want it she wants it lower than my shoulder. So I'm going to have to cut that back a bit. The grass is looking a little bit shabby. There's a young dude just walked past me. He's about my age, walking with a cane. You see quite a lot of that around. It's just insane. Young men are resorting to walking with cane. Just going into this lady's house and out the back door here. Actually not that bad as these things go, to be honest. I'm just gonna, she asked me if I give it a quick cut back so she can get to the washing line. I'm only gonna do a quick hack on this. I'll put more effort into the front. It's a bit of a state back here. This lady's been in this house 31 years. The council gave her this flat super cheap, and her children grew up here. Now they've left the nest, but she doesn't want to leave this home, understandably. But I've met the lady once now, and there's certain souls that need more help than others. It's fair to say, Anyway, I'm not going to pass a judgment. Just why are we here, and what are we doing it for? I think it comes back to ourselves, doesn't it? Really, at the end of the day, it comes back to, when you see how lost, or how carried away people are with their reality, with their version of reality, with their idea of how things are and should be. And sometimes that's a million miles away from what the enlightened, higher realms, higher thinking, the higher consciousness thinking goes, extends much beyond people being this far asleep, this far, well, no, asleep, that's not the right word. It's not fair. It's not about being asleep. It's being at a lower point in some kind of ascension type of pecking order, I suppose. I don't know. Maybe the game needs to be filled with players, but I just think that this person means somebody in someone's life. She's a grandma to someone, actually. That's a fact. And that grandchild will revere this grandma. Actually, we'd probably enjoy to come out here and knock a football around. I'm not going to clear away that pile of rusty bikes and stuff like that. I had to cram my lawnmower into my car. It's something that I try not to do whenever possible. Anyway. There's a lot of joy to be had on this flat earth, and I hope to be able to develop that more for myself, and more for our fellow man who is more interested in today following the rules. No ball games. Children are not allowed to be seen, other than if they're staring at... Oh my gosh, I got to quickly share with you this experience I had yesterday with Andrea and Alexander in the park. We were Sunday in the park, and we went to the park where it's popular with people and ducks before going to the area of the park where it's unpopular and it's just the river. And there were literally 100 people, maybe that's a slight exaggeration, 80 people, maybe more, walking around in like packs of 2 and 3, maybe 5 of them, sometimes one on their own, with 2 mobile phones connected to battery chargers, and they're staring at their phones the whole time, and they're just walking around like this, heads down in their phones, and then rubbing the phone every now and again, because they're playing like one of those computer games where you're actually you have to be out in the environment to pick up lure and call in sort of things. Oh my gosh. There's a certain kind of Dawn of the Dead about the look of those folks, I don't have an opinion on people having these hobbies so much as I see how that's a fairly scary kind of, when you see people walking around in the nature like that, it's a very scary kind of prospect as younger and younger people get involved in that kind of pursuit. Some could argue that they're getting out and about and fresh air and so on, but oh my lord, that's a detachment if I ever saw one. Anyway, so here's this garden. I'm gonna give it a little trim down. You can have a little looky at it later on. And zombie apocalypse here. Hey Mark, nice to see you, mate. Sorry I haven't looked at the chat, and I'm not here for the chat much as I do want more of that. And actually that thing you spoke to me about, that thing you sent me a message about, yeah, I'm up for that. Yeah, this is the state of our world, and that's maybe not a good analogy at all. But I'll have a go at tidying this up, and I'll speak to you guys later. Have a good one.